Are workers on the front line, and now 13 employees within Kroger's Louisville division have tested positive for COVID-19. Investigative reporter Shay McAllister has been taking your calls from employees and customers. Tonight she has new information about Kroger's possible next steps.
Plexiglass partitions between customers and cashiers, a suggestion to wear masks, and a limit on the number of people allowed inside. Those are the precautions now in place at Louisville area Kroger's. A Kroger spokesperson confirms 13 employees in the Louisville division have tested positive for COVID-19. Those employees worked at 10 different stores, including LaGrange Road, Taylorsville Road, New Albany Plaza, and at the JC in Seymour. The spokesperson also said the company has deep cleaned at the Valley Station Kroger as a precaution. We received this email from an employee at that store. She talked to us, but didn't feel comfortable with us sharing her voice. We were never even warned. If an employee might have it, they should warn us. I don't want to lose my job. I just want people to be safe and know what's going on, she said. When an employee tests positive, Kroger reps say they communicate with associates and teams and are transparent with those seeking information. And according to the Metro Health Department, that's more than they're required to do. The department explaining there is no legal requirement, only a suggestion to inform other workers in the interest of public safety. When we asked about informing the public of positive cases inside grocery stores, the health department said they have no recommendation on that. At Kroger stores in other parts of the country, we're seeing new policies which require store employees to wear protective masks and require temperature checks as employees come into work. But here in Louisville, store managers only suggest that employees wear protective masks. That could change soon, as the Louisville division tells us they're considering implementing protective mask requirements, and they're currently waiting on a shipment of thermometers. For Focus, I'm Shay McAllister.